Thank you for tuning in to I've Got Answers, where today the question is, how are our young Lakers doing this preseason? Who's improving? Who's not? Hey, I got some answers. Let's dive right into it. This has been an exciting preseason for the Lakers, okay? There's a lot of threes that are going up, and there's going to be a lot of three-point shooting, which we as basketball fans want to see. As basketball fans, we want to see that because of what the Golden State Warriors are doing. They're shooting a lot of threes. Now, the Lakers are definitely going to be shooting a lot of threes, but this plays to the strength of Angelo Russell. That's my nickname for him. I call him 3 Angelo because he shoots a lot of threes, but he makes them. Okay? He's a three-point shooter who can pass the ball and make plays. He can score in a lot of different ways, but he does get hot and cold. He does get hot, and then he definitely cools off. So, but in that time, I just would like to see him pass the ball a lot more than what he's shooting, or find a way to get other guys involved. Now, game 5, 31 points, amazing. 11 assists, amazing. 2 turnovers. That's the best part of his stat line, is 11 assists with 2 turnovers. That was great because in games past, games 2, 3, and 4, he had more turnovers than he did assists. For instance, he had a game where he had 5 turnovers and 4 assists. He had another game where he had 4 turnovers and 2 assists. Now, again, as your point guard, the guy who should be running the team, getting guys shots, you want to make sure that your team is just as involved in the game. Again, it is preseason, and I understand that, and I'm not being hard on D'Angelo, because I actually wanted him to be drafted. Kobe Bryant was on his way out. We definitely needed another guard. You had a guy that high up on the draft board. You got to take him, especially when he can shoot, because now this is turning into a shooter's league. So with that being said, hey, Moutier looks like he's still struggling. And one of the reasons why is because the lane is kind of clogging up on him and he's not really able to shoot. Now, he's had a few games where he shot the ball okay, but for the most part, it hasn't been good. So that part of my prediction a year ago was pretty good. Now, this year with Brandon Ingram, first of all, Ben Simmons already got injured. That's a bummer for Sixers fans. That's a bummer for Sixers fans. Brandon Ingram is the best defensive player on the team. And that says a lot, Laker fans, because guess what? He wasn't drafted because of his defensive ability. He was drafted because he was a prolific offensive scorer. Once again, somebody who can shoot threes and score in a variety of different ways. But the defense is also a factor because he makes things happen on the defensive end, which turns into easy transition basketball, meaning you get fast breaks because of his defensive play. So that's a great thing for him, and he hasn't looked very good offensively during the preseason, but I feel like between Nick Young, Meta World Peace, Luol Deng, he will be ready to take the ranks as the star of the Lakers. I do foresee that and believe that. And if those guys aren't, then I'm sure they're going to be moved out. That's just how it goes. It's definitely going to go to the young man, especially the young man that's 6'9", was taken as the number 2 pick. He's definitely going to have a lot of pressure on his shoulders, but that's what happens when you're a top 3 pick. Also, Nick Young, Lou Williams, those 2 guys are going to get up a lot of threes. And when they get hot, it's going to be something because these guys really can get shots up. And they are difficult to guard because both of them can get guys to foul them while they're shooting three-point shots. Now, downside is neither one of them really is going to give you any defense, but when they're hot, on the offensive end, it's going to be something exciting to see. Julius Randle, I would love to see his game grow, right? It continue to expand, because here's the thing. He's a raw talent. So that means he can actually do a lot of things well, but he has to refine his shooting. He has to get more under control so that he can make plays for others, because he could be the Draymond. But I don't really see the defensive ability there yet, but I do see the athleticism to be able to make certain defensive plays. So, again, Julius Randle has a lot of potential. A lot of potential. Is just going to, once again, it's going to be important to see how he's being used, because he is going to get you a bunch of rebounds, but it's going to be somewhat hard for him to score on the offensive end, because he kind of makes it hard on himself. The way that he goes to the basket, he usually doesn't dunk it when he goes to the basket. He's usually looking for a layup, so he may get called for a lot of offensive fouls, a lot of charges, but he will be good. I do believe in him. Jordan Clarkson. Jordan Clarkson has been the most consistent Laker this preseason. He's giving you offense, defense. He's giving you energy. He's giving you everything that you want to see from a third-year player. He has looked extremely better compared to his first season in the NBA. His first season in the NBA, you saw it in flashes. Now, the second season, you see it a little more, and now you're really starting to see it. I'm a little bummed out that Luke Walton has moved him to the bench, because I really feel like him and Russell may be a good combination. But we're gonna see. I could kind of see why he put Lou Williams in there, but I think if anything, he may have to put Jose Calderon in there and let Calderon and Russell kind of run the show, because Jose Calderon is going to not turn the ball over. If he's left open for a three, knock it down. Then he's going to make sure that other guys are in the positions that they need to be and getting them the ball in the places where they can be most successful. Huertas is like that as well, except offensively. He'll make the plays offensively, but he has more of a downside to his game, because he can be turnover prone. He can definitely give you some turnovers, and his shots, they look wild and wacky and kind of crazy. Sometimes they go in, sometimes they don't, and when they don't, he looks really, really bad. But when they go in, you say, okay. All right, good job. So with Huertas, with Huertas and Calderon, they've shown that they're going to be, some good veterans. Luol Deng and Mozgov, not all-stars, although they got what I would consider all-star money, especially Mozgov, who I haven't really seen defend the basket well, but he did show that he will grab some rebounds, and he can score offensively. Luol Deng, he's going to give you a little bit of defense and some offense as well. And then he's going to make a few hustle plays. So, those are two very savvy veterans that are going to help these young guys along and be, I think Luol Deng is more valuable in the locker room and showing guys a winning mentality. I just feel like he has that sort of stigma on him, if you will. Again, Nick Young, very hot and cold. Lou Williams, very hot and cold. They probably not going to give you much deep, but that's okay. Tarek Black, definitely a good hustle player who's going to give you some defensive play. So I hope he's used a lot. Again, Luke Walton is really looking for the guys who can play well together. And you can see that in his coaching because D'Angelo Russell is playing the majority of the minutes, even when the other team stars go to the bench. Now, Lillard lit us up for 30 when I was in the building. I was at Staples, I was there, and I saw every jump shot that Lillard dropped, but it was still fun to see because, towards the end of the game, they kept fighting and clawing, they stayed in the game and, almost took it to a double overtime. So, again, it was definitely fun to see, and I know the season is going to have a lot of that. It's going to be a lot of fun. Laker fans, stay tuned, stay patient. These guys, they have to grow. The Warriors, here's a good side note, the Warriors, right? They got better every year. Steve Kerr just happened to be gifted, and I mean gifted this job, right? Because had he taken a job in New York, he would have got fired just like Derek Fisher did. He came into a team that already had a culture, already had a playing style, already had their roles defined for each player. Every player knew what their strengths and weaknesses were and who was going to take the majority of the shots. Everything was already set in place. They just kind of put another new face, and he added some tweaks. I give him a little bit of credit. He did. He coached them a little bit, but I mean, the system was already in place, so it was easy. Let's just say that it was an easy transition for him. But the young Warriors were together, winning those two. They had 2 winning seasons with Mark Jackson, moving through the playoffs. Then Steve Kerr took over, which they were already going to get there anyway. But Steve Kerr took over, and so now they're in the finals. So Laker fans, be patient. We're on our way back up to the top. Remember, we got 16. Everybody ain't got that many. Thank you once again for tuning into my show. Please hit the like button. Also subscribe because I will be bringing a lot more videos. Thank you for tuning in. If you have any comments, any questions, get in the comment section below. Thank you. We'll see you next time on I Got It.